everyone, this is S-Time, and today we're going to be talking about wigs. This video is inspired by Mikey from Glam Gore, so I highly recommend you go watch that video after you watch this video. This video is for people who are looking for more resources when it comes to buying wigs online, dyeing wigs, and wig styling products. I usually buy my wigs online. The wig supplier I buy from is Wigs, and their wigs usually range around $40 to $100. The most expensive wig that I bought from there is my Luthien in Taffy. I use it for Sarah Farron. Another thing that I like about Wigs is they have a big selection of wigs, and they also have some character specific ones. I know their Chibi is designed to be for their Sailor Moon or Chibi Usa cosplayers out there. You can also alter them quite drastically and get a completely different looking wig than what you have purchased. One thing that I like about Wigs is, again, they have a wide array of styles with tons and tons of colors. Some wigs are very character specific. I know with my Warren Graham I used a Hansel and it was just absolutely perfect. And if I can't find a wig on their Canadian site because it's sold out, they have an American site that ships to Canada, so I can always look on that one, and if it's available I can purchase it so that way I still have it. I've also purchased wigs from Rockstar Wigs and Epic Cosplay, Easy Cosplay, and I've also bought them off of eBay. With eBay you want to be very careful because for the most part, just because it's a cheap wig doesn't mean it's a good wig, even if it looks like a good wig. A lot of wig sellers on eBay will rip off photos from other eBay sellers, but again, look at customer reviews because for the most part, if they have a 90% or higher, they're probably a reputable wig seller. I know I'm going to post links to reputable eBay wig sellers that I've dealt with in the past. So when it comes to dyeing a synthetic wig, there are two different ways you can do that. There are possibly more. I only know of the two. You can use a synthetic wig dye. One that I use is from a brand called RIT. It's not this exact one. This one will not work on wigs because it is not for synthetic materials. Most wigs are made out of nylon, which is a synthetic material, so if you use RIT dye more on a wig, it will take. You just need to pour a whole bottle or a little bit into a pot, bring it to a boil. I suggest having a separate pot if you're going to dye wigs, but bring it to a boil, dip your wig in it. If you want an ombre effect, rest one part at the bottom, but slowly keep dipping it, but make sure one part is concentrated at the bottom. I'm going to leave links to wig dyeing tutorials because I don't know when I'm going to get more RIT dye more. I bought one bottle from Wigs and I used it all on wigs. Another option, you can purchase them from craft stores such as Michaels, Amazon.com or .ca. You can also buy them from the Wigs USA website. You can also use other dyes, such as a more common one that you'll find is iDye Poly, but you again have to make sure it's for synthetic materials. A messier alternative but still effective is using 70% isopropyl alcohol with acrylic ink or Sharpies. I've never used this method myself, but it is effective when you want to control where the dye is getting sprayed. Like if you want to do a rainbow wig, it's a lot easier to do the acrylic ink method and make it a rainbow wig than it is to section off every piece individually, dip it, get the roots, and then do that with multiple colors. Another thing with that is you have to put down a drop cloth in a bathroom and go in a well-ventilated area because you are spraying rubbing alcohol. It will get in your lungs, or just go outside and do it on a grassy area. Either way, it's the most effective way. It has the least drying time because you can just take a blow dryer to it. The alcohol will evaporate, the color stays on the wig. Just wash it out a little bit, make sure it's clear. Anyway, with that, it's again very messy. I'm gonna post links to other videos showing different methods for dyeing. I do know one thing you can do is take pastels, like chalk pastels, rub the hair, wash it. You can get somewhat of a tint to it, however that takes a little bit longer. And then another thing, apart from dyeing wigs, you can also make your own wigs out of wefting or yarn. I'll post videos to those as well. However, this is just kind of a basic thing for resources where you can find everything, so resources will be down below. With wig styling, you only really need 5 things: hair scissors, thinning scissors, a wig head, a brush, and hairspray. Wig heads can be easily purchased and they can range in price anywhere from 5 cents to $5. eBay will be a friend for this because really any wig head, it's really hard to get a fake wig head. They're literally all just made of styrofoam. There are some rubber ones most commonly used in beauty schools, but for the most part, these are really easy to find at thrift shops around Halloween because they carry them in abundance and will usually only sell them for like $1 or $2. I get all of my wig heads around Halloween time, but Arda also sells wig heads for $5. These things are also really nice to have because they make storing long wigs really easy. For some of them, what I'll do is I'll braid them and then wrap them around the wig head, so then that way it's not as hefty in the back and it doesn't send the wig head toppling over. When securing them on, you can use pins, which I've done for this wig here. Can't really see it because it's trapped under all of the thick hair, because Arda wigs are relatively thick. But what I'll usually do, and I'll probably just bring you guys down for this, you can see how messy my goddamn floor is. What I'll usually do is just take the adjustment straps, because most likely if you're buying a wig from Arda or any wig supply shop, they will have these. And I just put this inside that loop. And there you go. It will stay on there secured when you're styling it and brushing it. It won't fall off. Bobby pins aren't always effective. If you put a little too much force on it, it will fall off. So I like to use pins and also use the adjustment straps like a bike helmet. That's really all there is to it. Next thing we're going to talk about is hair scissors and trimming scissors. These cut hair. These thin hair and give it texture. Usually whenever I am cutting a wig, I'll use a strand of my own hair because it's getting long and I usually trim it about this time. Usually when I'm doing this, I will hold them angled like this and I'll never fully close them. I will just slowly close them about that much while doing up and down motions. And it's really easy, and if you go slow and take off less than you need the first time, you minimize the risk of fucking the wig up severely. Thinning shears, again, just give the hair texture. I'm just gonna quickly, it won't take off the hair, all of the hair, it's just wherever the prongs touch your hair. My hair scissors, these ones are by Dovo and they cost me $75, and then these ones were $40. These are by Wusthof. You can get them at knife stores. You can also get them at beauty supply stores, online, or drug stores. The reason these ones are so expensive is because they're by a high-end brand. I got them on a discount. The reason these ones are so expensive is because Wusthof is a very well-known brand that has been around for hundreds of years. They usually make kitchen knives. The next important thing with styling is hairspray. Most wig stylists will use Got To Be Glued. It's easy to find. It a little bit goes a long way. I've had this one for a year and I'm about that much done it. I don't actually use a lot of this. For the most part, I'll use dollar store hairspray because it works at just as good, if not better. But for the most part, if you want it to really take, Got To Be Glued is definitely the best one that you can get. And then I know a lot of wig stylists actually, if they do spiky wigs like Zach Fair from Final Fantasy or Cloud, they'll actually take a clear hairspray, and after they are done hairspraying it and it's dried, they'll take clear hairspray, go over it, just so that way it holds its shape. The only downside with that is after you clear hairspray it, if you go to wash it, it will harden, it never gets out of the hair. Therefore, you have a wig that you cannot wash, which it gets really gross after a while. So washing wigs, definitely use dry shampoo, and then when you're washing your wigs, you have to use a baby shampoo and then conditioner. Any type of conditioner will work. I recommend mane and tail because it actually helps take out tangles. Wigs will tangle no matter what, however you can detangle a wig. Any wig is salvageable. I have salvaged many of my wigs, and yeah, it's just, I'll put a link for the video that I watched for how to salvage wigs down below. Lastly is the wig brush. Don't laugh at me. This is the wig brush I use. It is a cat brush. I bought this from Arda for 12 bucks. However, you can get them at the dollar store in the pet section for $1, or you can just go to a pet store and just get this. It'll be fine. It's fine. It's a wig brush. It detangles amazingly, and it's just really, really good. A lot of my wigs that were tangled have been definitely saved because of this brush. I'll put links to all of the products that I have shown in this video where I bought them. A lot of the places ship internationally. But yeah, this was my wig video for people who are just getting into cosplay or just getting into wigs. I'm gonna list websites that I didn't mention as well because they are sites that have a good reputation that I've heard of that I've wanted to try. With Epic Cosplay, it's on par with Arta. The only thing is it has a lot of shine and it's kind of hit or miss. For some of the things, they don't have as big of a color selection and they don't have as big as a style selection. But anyways, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Don't know when that's gonna be because last time I made a video was almost a year ago. But anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Time for the last page. Wig styling product. This video took a lot less time than I thought it would to shoot, but the editing time is gonna fucking kill me. I'd like to stay and take my picture of me. Yes? No. Go for it though. Ow. There it is. 8 minutes. Wow, I'm gonna have fun cutting this down and editing.